This is not a travel video. This is a judgment. We are here to analyse Alba Iulia. Forget the glossy brochures, forget the tourist office hashtags. We are looking at a €60 million project. Is it a historical masterpiece? Or is it Europe's most expensive ghost town? This is the cold reality of a city built for control. Why history needed this. Alba Iulia does not exist for your vacations. It exists for gold and power. In 106 AD, the Roman Empire moved the 13th Legion Gemina here. This was not a romantic choice. Apulum was the strategic lock on the Transylvanian treasure chest. The Romans built the largest castrum in Dacia right here. Why? Because of the mountains. The Apuseni Mountains were rich in gold. The empire needed a permanent military machine to guard extraction routes to Rome. They built a rectangular fortress of 30 hectares, a little Rome in the east, a hub for soldiers, administrators, and logistics. Every brick was stamped with the legion's mark. History did not care about the view, it cared about control and extraction. The engineering layer. Fast forward to 1715. The Habsburgs arrived. They saw the same logic: control the corridor, block the Ottomans. They hired Giovanni Morando Visconti. They built a Vauban-style fortification. The engineering was brutal. To build this system, the medieval city was demolished. Roughly 140 hectares of existing life were erased. Homes were destroyed. The population was pushed into marshland. The exact number of forced labourers is disputed by historians, but the scale was massive. This was not construction, it was slavery. The result? Alba Carolina. A heptagon with 7 bastions. Walls 4 to 5 metres thick. Ricochet angles calculated to deflect cannon fire. Deep moats. Ravelines. Kill zones. This is not pretty architecture. It is a 300-year-old weapon of war. The invisible layer. Look at the bricks today. Most of what you see comes from a major restoration completed around 2010. It cost over €60 million. That's the entire annual tourism budget of Estonia, or 847 kilometres of highway, or salaries for 3,000 teachers for a decade. It is clean, it is precise, it feels finished, almost too finished. Look closer. Beneath the gravel and lawns, the Roman Praetorium is buried. The Via Principalis still runs under your feet. The Habsburgs reused Roman stone to build their bastions. This place is a historical palimpsest. The restoration gives you a sanitized past, reenactment soldiers for photos, smooth surfaces, clean narratives. But the grime of 2 millennia is gone. You are walking through a €60 million stage set. The invisible layer is where the real weight of history lives. The real experience. Describe the atmosphere in 2 words. Institutional silence. This is not a living city. In practical terms, almost no one lives inside the walls, only a tiny fraction of the population. The space is dominated by administrations, churches, and universities. It feels like a museum after closing hours. There is no organic urban pulse. You encounter symbols, not neighbours. Gates, cathedrals, coronation monuments. The fortress photographs beautifully, but it feels hollow to inhabit. The decision factors. Who should visit? History purists, military engineering enthusiasts, People who want to study stone, not nightlife. Who should skip it? Anyone searching for vibrant street life, night culture, spontaneity. Be honest, if you are not here to read inscriptions, you will be bored within 2 hours. The time budget. Allocate 4 hours, that is sufficient. The main axis is 800 metres long, gate to gate in 20 minutes. Once you've seen the stone, you've seen the system. Spend the rest of your time in the Apennine Mountains. That is where the gold and the real story came from. Hidden details. If you do come, look for 2 things. The Secunda Rudis relief near the 4th gate, a gladiator turned instructor, a real man frozen in a city of abstractions. Second, the Codex Aureus, written in gold ink in the year 810, the most valuable medieval manuscript in Romania. It is locked away. You can only see a digital copy. A perfect metaphor for Alba Iulia. A treasure you can observe, but never quite touch. The verdict? Only if. Visit only if you want a clinical lesson in statehood and military design. No, if you want a city that lived. Yes, if you want a city that was built to last forever, and did. But here is what they will not tell you in the brochures. At sunset, when the light hits the bastions at 18 degrees, you understand why the Habsburgs chose stone over wood. For 90 seconds, it stops being a weapon. It becomes geometry. The museums inside hold artefacts most tourists will never see. Roman surgery tools, Habsburg military correspondence, the layers of power preserved in glass. If you care about these things, truly care, Alba Iulia will reward your attention. But if you are here for Instagram and aperitivo, you will leave disappointed. Alba Iulia is a masterpiece of restoration and a failure of urban vitality. 60 million euros built a memory, but not a city. Comment your verdict: masterpiece or money pit? Next week, Sibiu. Same honesty, no mercy. Same rules, no fluff.